Hello, guys. Welcome back to S3D. And this is kind of a small issue I want to address because some of my bros, tech bros, collectors, and some people are saying like I'm trying to single them out for this problem. Well, let me tell you, this is like a problem that's like collectively part of this community. Um, I think a lot of people have done this. I have done it myself. So it's not like a call out to anybody specifically. It's basically a call out to everybody because we've done this knowingly and unknowingly. So anyway, I'm going to just, bring some attention to myself about some, stupid things that I have done in the past. Okay, this actually makes things looks really, really bad. Okay, so a couple of years ago, remember, my cat Fred, rest in peace. He got kind of sick, actually really, really sick, and the hospital bill was a lot of money. I didn't have the time, didn't have the money to pay his bill, so it was like over $2,000 or something like that. I had some financial issues around that time. This is before I went fully broke, and I asked for help on. I think on GoFundMe, right? A lot of people donated money. Even my friends from the local shops helped me out with the bills and stuff like that. And obviously I run a toy channel, right? And I was still buying stuff to do the content for the channel. And people got really, really upset. They're saying like, well, you're asking for money for your cat's medical bills, and why are you still buying stuff, right? Keep in mind, I pre-order a lot of these things, and I support my local shops. Sometimes they hook me up with stuff that's coming in, and then they just tell me to go in and go pick up the stuff, right, that I already pre-ordered. But yeah, like nobody knows what's going on behind the scenes. They just assuming, I'm wasting my money on collectibles and nonsense and not, paying my bills properly. Now, the thing with social media is a lot of people actually does this kind of thing, like knowingly on purpose. They beg for money and they talk about being, not being able to pay the bills or in debt or broke or homeless, anything you can think of, knowingly or unknowingly, and then they talk about it, right, as an excuse. I don't know. Some people do it for sympathy reasons. Some people do it for attention. You never know what people are doing it for, or some people have ulterior motives, and that collectively make us all look really bad to the point that nobody is giving money on GoFundMe anymore. Any channel right now, if you have an emergency, you're asking for funds. I don't think anybody who are watching like the toy community, no matter how big your channel is, I don't think anybody's gonna support anybody, and that's actually a terrible example. I think this is something that we probably should avoid talking about. A lot of people, nowadays, especially in 2024, all these tech bros talking about going broke. And then I watch on their channel, they go splurge on like video game consoles, computer equipment and stuff like that. And then you ask them, hey, you know what? Like, I just gave you like $100 on GoFundMe. What did you spend it on? Did you pay your rent? Did you pay your insurance? Like, did you pay your like, your car maintenance? Like, what's going on, right? Why are you showing off all these things that you just claimed that you bought like a week ago, right? And then they get like super super angry, and then they block you on YouTube or on social media or anything, right? And that just seems completely insane, right? But stuff like this happens all the time. A lot of people, doing it unknowingly or doing it as an excuse. I think this kind of behavior probably should stop. I'm not going to talk about my financial situation from this point forward. You know, uh, like I said, we should be saving money right now because of the economic condition. And I don't think anywhere you can go in the world you can avoid this kind of problem, because this is going to be a global situation in a couple months. So everybody in the world is going to be impacted. Uh, the two biggest economy in the world is suffering. Like, we have the U.S. I definitely seeing signs of a recession, and China is doing horribly. because of their mismanagement of their government situation, where it's kind of like the U.S. situation, but it's a lot worse because the government is involved in this kind of situation. But then you can say the same thing about the U.S. Like, the people who are running this politics are ruining society. So it's a really really bad situation. You have two economies going into like recession mode, and that's going to impact everybody because these are two of the biggest consumer countries in the world. So yeah, that's going to affect everybody, and I think this is probably going to be the last time I talk about this because I offended enough tech bros to the point that they're like leaving angry comments. Some of these are my old customers too. They're like, yeah, like you're just like rubbing salt on the wound. I warned these guys a couple of months ago. Like we should slow down on doing like these insane projects, right? And then they're saying like, dude, there's gonna be layoffs, but it's not gonna be that bad. But if you look at the numbers, a lot of these guys already lost their jobs, and nobody actually predict that AI will be such a prevalent issue in 2024. Apparently, these big tech companies think like they can lay off software engineers and replace them with AI. Yeah, I just hope like the AI don't like gain sentience and just become like Skynet and like we end up with a Terminator situation. Yeah, like the AIs are writing the programs. Like this is like the absolute point of insanity where you're allowing AI to to program themselves. So I don't know, man. This is another major situation developing. But yeah, I think collectively we should not talk about our financial issues, and I think also more importantly, we probably should avoid talking about mental health issues because this thing is kind of played out. I recently talked to a couple mental health counselors, uh, you know, therapists, and they told me, this is how you handle social media. Don't talk about your problems. Your problems are yourselves. Because when you talk about your problems, other people who have similar problems are going to come to you and ask you for advice. And the thing is, we're the people who are suffering from the problem. We only understand our own problem. We're not qualified to talk about this kind of thing publicly, and we're not qualified to talk about it, give advice to other people because our condition are different from other people's condition, right? And if you give them the wrong advice, maybe one day you could be liable, for your suggestions. So anything you say can be used against you. So this is something that we should probably avoid talking about. Financial situations, mental health situations. Something that a lot of people still does this, but I can see a lot of people are starting to stop talking about these type of issues because two things about social media that is things that everybody dislike. Number one is trying to gain sympathy from your viewers, and number two is trying to scam your viewers. These two things go hand in hand. Like people use sympathy to scam their viewers, or they use sympathy to gain attention. It's like I was told like this is like highly manipulative type of thing to do, and a lot of the big influencers does this in order to scam their viewers. Like the amount of bad that they do with these type of when they talk about these type of subjects, it's enough to raise a red flag among like most people who watch any sort of social media content. So when you start talking about your mental health issues or your financial situations, people would automatically be like, "Oh, this guy's bullshitting. He's trying to, use something to manipulate us into, like falling for his trick." So yeah, these are two things I will never talk about on this channel going forward. Some of you guys know about my issues, and that's fine. I talk about it in the past, but I don't want to talk about it anymore. These are my issues. These are my struggles. I believe these things are challenges that we face in life in order for us to better ourselves. It's like these are gifts from the universe. You overcome your problem, and then you reach the next level. You know, they don't put these things upon you as like a barrier to hinder you from success. They put these challenges in front of you so you can overcome them and become a better person. In the Bible, there's a guy named Job who been like, supposedly God took away everything and just ruined his life. And then he had to build himself back up in order to, become a better person, right? That's in the Bible, and obviously the Buddha talks about these trials and stuff like that. All these challenges, everything that happened to us, is something that we deserve. These challenges, brings out our character. So yeah, this is something that we all have to struggle with, but we don't have to see it as a negative thing. These things can help us, reach the next level of who we are supposed to be. Everything happens for a reason. So yeah, with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and end this video. There's plenty of example on social media where people are just using these manipulative tactics. So that's definitely need to stop. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching.